Mr. Speaker, the Liberals' campaign platform said the Syrian Refugee Initiative would cost $250 million, but total costs to date are nearing in on $1 billion. In spite of this, refugees aren't receiving language training, are living in bug-infested apartments, and are having difficulty finding employment. Groups providing services to refugees are struggling. The minister was happy to spend taxpayers' money on, yes, a glossy stage photo op at Pearson Airport. Why hasn't he developed a comprehensive plan to support refugees?
Mr. Speaker, I am very proud of what Liberals have done on refugees. In 7 months, we admitted 46,000 refugees, which is twice as many as the Conservatives admitted in a whole year. We re-established refugee health care, which the Conservatives had abolished, and that had been declared unconstitutional. And we are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to welcome refugees, including the teaching of English and French.
Calgary-Nose Hill.
Well, Mr. Speaker, the real record after 7 months is that the minister's officials can tell us how many refugees were unemployed or how many were using food banks. Later, the minister was forced to apologize after he claimed that the use of food banks by Syrian refugees might have a, quote, cultural element. Food banks across the country are raising concerns. Costs to the federal government are escalating. The refugees' one-year federal funding arc is coming to an end. When will the minister admit that he has no plan and no costing to support these refugees?
Minister of Immigration.
Mr. Speaker, I certainly don't accept the premise of that question. And in terms of achievements, I will update the member on a very good number, that 99% of all the refugees are now in permanent housing. And while it is true we don't have precise numbers on jobs and language training because that takes longer than finding housing, we are certainly investing much money and making much progress in terms of language training, and we are working with employers to get jobs for the refugees. So we are working hard on all fronts, Mr. Speaker.